Let me ask you a question that might make you uncomfortable. What have you already given up on because someone told you that's just the way it is? A career path. People like us don't get those jobs. A relationship. That kind of love doesn't last for people with your history. A dream. The system isn't built for that. Or maybe it was justice. It's not worth the fight. We accept these as life sentences. We hear them, nod slowly, and walk back to our tents, defeated, bitter, and resigned. There were 5 sisters who changed the system even when they were told that's just the way it is. They filed an appeal that changed not just their lives, but the entire legal system. Their names are Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah, the daughters of Zelophehad, and they are why your name deserves land. To understand their courage, you must feel their cliff edge. The Israelites are on the brink of the promised land. After generations of slavery, decades of wandering, hope is tangible. But with hope comes structure, law, distribution, and the law of inheritance is clear, logical, and brutally simple. Land passes from father to son. Now, Zelophehad, a good man, a faithful man, he survived the wilderness. He did not join Korah's rebellion, but he had one flaw in the system's eyes. He had no sons, only 5 daughters. When he died, his name, his legacy, his portion in the promise hit a dead end. According to the law, it vanished. Poof! Can you feel the silent violence of that? It's not that anyone hated these women. It wasn't personal malice. It was systemic erasure. A rule created for order with a blind spot so vast it could make a good man's life's work, his memory, his stake in the future, disappear. Your inheritance gap might not be farmland. It is the required qualification you don't have on paper, even though you have the skill in your hands. It is the company policy that favors those who already have connections. It is the industry standard that excludes people with your background, your accent, your life story. It is the way we've always done it that systematically overlooks your genius. The system isn't screaming at you, it's just silently passing you by. And the greatest danger is that you start to believe it's right, that you have internalized the logic of your own exclusion. These 5 sisters could have done that. They could have held a quiet funeral for their future, but they didn't. They didn't riot. They didn't whine. They appealed, and their method is replicable. First, they formed a coalition of the affected. They didn't go alone. 5 sisters, 1 voice. There is power in a unified we. Who shares your gap? Find them. Your collected voice turns a personal complaint into a structural issue. Second, they chose the right arena, the tent of meeting. They didn't grumble at the marketplace. They didn't write a harsh papyrus blog. Numbers chapter 27 verse 2 says, they went to the very center of spiritual, legal, and political power. Before Moses, before Eleazar the priest, and before all the leaders and the whole congregation. They brought their case to where the laws were made, not just where they were suffered. Third, they mastered the art of the frame. Listen to their argument, it's sheer brilliance. Our fathers died. He was not among the rebels, but he died for his own sin. Why should our father's name disappear? Give us property. 1. Respect for authority. They honored Moses and the law. Our father was not a rebel. 2. Acknowledgement of reality. They didn't claim false victimhood. He died for his own sin. 3. Appeal to a higher principle. They exposed the law's flaw by appealing to the law's own goal, preserving a man's name and legacy. The current rule undermined its own purpose. 4. Clear, precise ask. Give us a possession, not a vague cry for help, a specific legal remedy. They didn't attack the system. They said, our system is so good, so just, that it must have an answer for this. We are here to help you see the gap, so you can make it truly whole. They didn't issue an ultimatum. They submitted a petition. They placed their case in the hands of the highest authority and said, in effect, we trust the process of true justice. Now, imagine the tension. Moses, the liberator, The lawgiver stares at these women. The leaders shift nervously. The congregation holds its breath. A woman challenging co-inheritance law? Unprecedented. What does Moses do? He doesn't dismiss them. He doesn't quote the existing law back to them. Scripture delivers one of the most beautiful sentences about leadership ever written. Moses brought their case before the Lord. He didn't have an answer, so he took their question to the source of all law. And God's response is a thunderclap of grace. What Zelophehad's daughters are saying is right. You must certainly give them property as an inheritance among their father's relatives, and give their father's inheritance to them. But God doesn't stop there. This isn't a one-time exception. He immediately establishes a new statute, a new ordinance for Israel. If a man dies and leaves no son, give his inheritance to his daughter. Do you grasp the magnitude of this? God changed the constitution. The eternal, unchanging God looked at a temporal human system, saw its flaw through the courageous appeal of the marginalized and said, let's fix this for everyone. They didn't just get their field, they changed the field for every daughter, every father of daughters, every future family in Israel, forever. Their appeal didn't bend the rules, it revealed a better one. So what is your petition? What just and good thing is being withheld from you by a "that's just the way it is"? I need you to understand, your appeal is not selfish, it's sacred. When you appeal an unjust law, you are not just asking for your peace, you are acting as a prophet, pointing out a flaw in the system so it can be healed. You are serving everyone who comes after you. Your quiet acceptance of an unjust ease is a betrayal of a better could-be. Here is your charge in the spirit of the daughters. Study the system. Know it better than its defenders. Understand its stated goals, its highest ideals. Your power is in showing how your appeal fulfills those ideals, not contradicts them. Draft your petition. Be specific, logical, respectful. Move from "this isn't fair" to "here is how this principle, rightly applied, leads to this solution." Assemble at the tent of meeting. Go to the real decision makers. Stop complaining to people who can't change anything. Find the Moses, the council, the board, the committee. Stand before them. Trust the highest court. Do your part with excellence. Then release the outcome. You are not in charge of the verdict. You are in charge of the appeal. The world is full of unclaimed inheritances. Legacies waiting for a voice. Promised land being left fallow because of a clause no one had the courage to question. You are that voice. Your appeal is the key. Do not accept the death of your father's name. Do not walk away from the land your faithfulness has earned. Gather your sisters, prepare your case, step into the assembly, and say with a courage that shakes heaven and changes earth, "We have come to petition. Our father's name deserves to live."